wonderful, inspiring story from CBS, November 10th, 2021. A year ago, 12-year-old Abraham Leje was diagnosed with a very, very rare blood disease. He underwent a successful bone transplant and intense schedule of therapy. Abraham, now 13, is out of the hospital, and his prognosis is very good. Over the course of his illness, Abraham had been selected to the Make-A-Wish Foundation charitable organization that makes dreams for seriously young kids to come true. And Abraham wanted a long-lasting wish, and he had an idea that he shared with his mom, whose name is Miriam. She said, "I remember as we were coming home from one of his doctor's appointments, he said, 'Mom, I thought about this wish that I'm granted. My wish is that I really, really want to feed the homeless.'" Abraham's mom said, "Are you sure, Abraham? You could do a lot." But she really wasn't surprised by her son's selflessness. Prior to his diagnosis, Abraham and his family regularly volunteered in their community, handing out hot meals to homeless people. So Abraham's wish was granted. Beginning this September, on the third Saturday of each month for the next year, Abraham's table provides meals for 80 homeless people in Poindexter Park in Jackson, Mississippi. The Make-A-Wish Mississippi chapter helps Abraham collect donations from local businesses and local organizations. And when his wish is completed this August, Abraham wants to turn Abraham's Table into a nonprofit organization to continue what he began with his wish. He said to his mom, "Isn't it nice when the homeless people get their plate, some of them would come back and sing to us and thank us? It just really feels good, doesn't it, Mom? It warms our hearts." He said, "My parents always taught us it's a blessing to be a blessing." Now, too often we hear these miracles, these signs, as John uses instead of the word miracle, and we say, "Oh, that's nice. The blind man walks away and he can see." We go on with our life. "Oh, that's nice. The leper is now clean," and he goes off with his life and has a nice story, a nice miracle. "Oh, that's pretty nice. They took gallons and gallons of water and they turned it into wine. There must have been a lot of drinking at that wedding, huh?" And then we walk away. Miracles have very deep meanings for us. Miracles have a variety of messages for each and every one of us. Some of them are a little different than others. Everybody takes away from the miracle what is sometimes very obvious, and sometimes we have to dig deeper. So let's dig a little deeper in this miracle of water into wine. In his first sign, John's term for miracle, in the gospel of Jesus that we just heard, changing simple water into choice wine is a fitting sign of what Jesus was sent by God to do, to transform, to change our world from the brokenness of sin and the deadness of self-centeredness, to change into God's banquet table of generosity, hope, and healing. Abraham's table is an extension of God's table at which the watered-down wine of fear, self-centeredness is replaced with a new wine of compassion and gratitude for the life God has given to each of us, of honor and respect for every human being, being a child of God, of justice, mercy, peace of God, who is the host of the great wedding feast in the life to come. Let's look even deeper into the miracle, just a little deeper. Despite Jesus' protestations to his mom, his time as Messiah is now upon the world. Cana brings together two important symbols, scriptural symbols, that point to the messiahship of Jesus Christ. Wine in abundance was considered a sign of the messianic age to come. The water in the 6 large stone jars used for the ritual washing prescribed by the covenant law, the old law, is transformed by Jesus into wine, prefiguring the new covenant to be seated in Jesus' blood, which we celebrate at this table whenever we gather here. The limitless love of God for his people is exalted throughout Scripture in the image of marriage. Today's first reading from Isaiah is a beautiful example of this tradition. Jesus refers to himself as the bridegroom who comes to bring his people to the wedding feast of the Father. The love between spouses is the strongest image that we have to understand the depth of God's love for his holy people. Holy people, you and I. The evangelist John pulls together these powerful messianic symbols of wine and of marriage to introduce the public ministry of Jesus, the long-awaited Messiah. Cana is the first sign that God has begun something new. God's time has come to dream new dreams, hope that transform into reconciliation, despair into confidence, and alienation into community. Sister Mary McClone, in the National Catholic Reporter this week, makes an observation of a deeper meaning of this miracle. Quote, as we enter into a new church year, Mary of Nazareth, persistent mother of Jesus, urges to believe that the hour has come for all of us. The hour has come for us to believe that the reign of God is palpable in our time, no matter how fragmented our world is. It is possible. The hour has come for us to listen to the urging of the Spirit. She continues, the hour has come for the people of God, the church, to become genuinely a community in our midst. The hour has come, she says, to appreciate and to listen to the voice of Jesus in the gospel, and to listen to the voices of the people of the community, the church, even the marginal people. And she continues, the hour has come for all of us to be co-workers with God and to listen to the gospel and to read the gospel. The hour has come, she says, to look at Christ and do whatever Christ tells us to do. Then we will know the joy God intends for humanity. And Abraham's table will lead the way.